Emily Carter had been looking forward to her 25th birthday dinner all week. After working 2 jobs and saving every penny for law school, she hoped for just one evening of warmth and celebration at her parents' house. The dining room smelled of roasted chicken and lemon chiffon cake, her favorite. For once, she let herself imagine something nice. Maybe a small gift, or at least a card with kind words. Dinner was cheerful at first. Her father poured wine, her mother fussed over the food, and Ryan, her older brother, joked as if he didn't have a care in the world. When the plates were cleared and dessert was served, her parents exchanged a glance. Her father reached into his jacket and slid a thick envelope across the table toward her. "Go on, open it," her mother said, smiling too brightly. Emily wiped her hands on her napkin and opened the envelope. Inside, instead of a birthday card, she found a neat stack of printed papers. Her eyes scanned the words, her heart sinking with every line. It wasn't a greeting. It wasn't even a check. It was a bank payment plan for $140,000. She looked up, confused. "What is this?" Her father cleared his throat. "It's Ryan's debt, investments, a little gambling. The bank wants a repayment schedule, and well, you're the only one who can handle this." Her mother reached for her hand. "Sweetheart, you've always been so responsible. You have good credit, you save your money. You can help your brother get back on his feet." Emily blinked at them, unable to speak. "You're giving me debt for my birthday?" she finally whispered. Ryan leaned back in his chair, grinning as if this were no big deal. "Don't worry, I'll pay you back someday." "Happy birthday, Emily," her father said firmly, as though this was an honor. "You're the only one in this family who can fix Ryan's mess." Her fork slipped from her fingers and clattered against her plate. The sweet bite of cake turned to sand in her mouth. Her chest tightened as she struggled to swallow, heat rising to her face. They weren't joking. They actually expected her to take on $140,000 to save Ryan again. Instead of a gift, they had handed her a burden heavy enough to crush her dreams. Emily sat frozen, staring at the papers in her hands, choking on her birthday cake, caught between disbelief and rage. Works 2 jobs, disciplined, and never wastes money. That is Emily Carter. At 25, she spends her mornings at a small law office as a paralegal and her evenings waiting tables at a busy restaurant. Every dollar she earns goes into her savings account. Her dream is simple: get into law school, move out of her parents' house, and finally live life on her own terms. Emily has always been the responsible one. As a child, she did her homework without being told, kept her room tidy, and helped with chores. She never asked her parents for much. If she wanted something, a new phone, new clothes, she worked part-time after school to buy it herself. Ryan, her older brother by 3 years, was the opposite. He was the golden boy, the one her parents bragged about even when he didn't deserve it. In school, Ryan skipped classes and charmed teachers into letting him pass. Later, he jumped from one big idea to another: a tech startup that failed, a crypto business that crashed, and gambling habits that emptied his accounts faster than any business loss. Every time Ryan fell, their parents caught him. They paid his bills, covered his debts, and told Emily to understand. He just needs time. Emily learned early that being good didn't get you noticed. When Ryan wrecked the family car, she was told to use her savings to help pay for repairs. When Ryan stayed out too late, they scolded her for not keeping an eye on her brother. On birthdays, Ryan got parties and gifts. Emily got quick hugs and polite words. Over the years, resentment built up inside her. She loved her family, but she couldn't forget how invisible she felt. No one praised her for working long hours. No one noticed when she skipped meals to save money. She was always expected to give, never to receive. Ryan's problems only grew worse as he got older. He borrowed money from friends and never paid it back. He lied about new business deals to convince their parents to bail him out again and again. Emily warned them not to trust him, but they refused to listen. "He's your brother," her mother would say softly. "Family takes care of each other." Now they were asking Emily to take responsibility for Ryan's latest disaster: $140,000 in debt. This wasn't just about money. To Emily, it was proof of everything she'd felt for years. Her parents would sacrifice her future to save Ryan's. The more she thought about it, the heavier it felt. If she agreed, she would have to give up her dream of law school. All the nights she spent serving tables until midnight, all the early mornings at the office, all the saving and planning, it would vanish. She would be stuck paying for Ryan's mistakes, just like always. But saying no wouldn't be easy. Her parents would see it as betrayal. They would guilt her, remind her of everything they had done for her, even though she had rarely asked them for anything. And Ryan, smug and careless, would act like it was no big deal, just another favor from his little sister. Deep down, Emily felt torn. Part of her wanted to slam the door on all of them and walk away. But another part of her worried what would happen if she didn't help. Would Ryan go to jail? Would her parents ever forgive her? This demand for money wasn't just a request. It was a painful reminder of how little her efforts had ever mattered, and how far her family would go to protect Ryan while ignoring her. It was no longer about debt. It was about love, loyalty, and years of being overlooked. Emily refuses at first, saying it's not her responsibility. She pushes the envelope back across the table and shakes her head. "I'm not paying this," she says firmly. "Ryan made this mess. He can fix it." Her mother's smile fades. "Emily, don't talk like that. He's your brother. Family means sacrifice." Her father's voice grows sharp. "We raised you, young lady. We gave you everything. Now it's your turn to give back." Emily stares at them, shocked. "Everything? I've worked 2 jobs since I was 19. I've never asked you for a dime." Ryan laughs like it's all a joke. He leans back in his chair and waves his hand. "Relax, Em. I'll pay you back one day. You know I always land on my feet." Emily's anger boils over. "No, Ryan. You always land on me. And I'm done being your safety net." Her father slams his palm on the table. "Enough. He's your brother. Are you really going to stand by and watch him go to jail?" Emily's throat tightens. "Maybe he should," she snaps, grabbing her bag. "Maybe that's the only way he'll learn." Her mother gasps as if Emily just cursed in church. "How can you say that? He's blood. What kind of sister are you?" The words sting. Emily's chest aches, but she forces herself to stand. She won't cry here, not in front of them. She storms out the door without another word, her heels clicking against the driveway, her heart pounding like a drum. The night air is cold, but not as cold as the look her father gave her. As she drives away, her mother's voice echoes in her head. "What kind of sister are you?" By the time she reaches her apartment, Emily's anger has turned into something heavier, guilt. If she doesn't help, Ryan could lose everything. He might even go to jail. And she knows exactly what would happen if that came true. Her parents would never forgive her. They would blame her forever. Emily sinks onto her couch and buries her face in her hands. She's worked so hard to build a future for herself. Every dollar she saved was meant for law school, for freedom. If she takes on Ryan's debt, all of it will vanish. She feels trapped between 2 terrible choices: protect herself and follow her dreams, or sacrifice everything to save her brother and keep her family's love. The clock on the wall ticks past midnight. Her birthday is over, but the bitter taste remains. Instead of a gift, she's been handed a decision that could destroy her future. And deep down, Emily knows this isn't just about money. This is about years of being the invisible one, the dependable one, the one who always pays the price. Suggests Ryan take responsibility, but no one listens. Emily sits at the kitchen table a few days after the birthday disaster, trying to keep her voice calm. "Ryan, you need to face this yourself. Get a job. Sell your car. Work out a payment plan." Her father shakes his head. "That won't work. He's not good with money. You are. You're the only hope we have." Her mother adds softly, "Sweetheart, you're strong. Ryan isn't. You can handle this." Emily feels her throat tighten. Why is it always me? She offers again to help Ryan find financial counseling, but her parents wave it off. They only want one thing: for her to take the debt. A week later, her world turns upside down. Emily goes to the bank to ask questions about her credit, worried that signing anything for Ryan will destroy her future. The banker frowns while looking at the screen. "Miss Carter, we already show a second mortgage under your name. It was taken out 3 years ago." Emily freezes. "What? I never signed for a mortgage." The banker prints the paperwork. Her parents' signatures are there, but so is hers forged. When she confronts them that evening, her father looks away while her mother cries. "It was for the family," her mother whispers. We needed money for Ryan's business, and you have such good credit. We were going to tell you eventually. Emily feels like the floor has dropped out from under her. Not only do they expect her to save Ryan now, they've already stolen from her future once before. Her friends are furious when she tells them. Over coffee, her best friend Clara grabs her hand. Emily, this is insane. They're using you. Cut them off before they ruin your life. Another friend nods. Your brother's an adult. Let him face the consequences. But the guilt doesn't let go. Every time Emily ignores her parents' calls, she hears her mother's voice in her head. Family means sacrifice. She tries to stay strong, but every message, every tearful voicemail drags her back. Meanwhile, Ryan shows no shame. Emily hears from neighbors that he's throwing parties in a rented condo, showing off expensive clothes, buying new gadgets. When she confronts him, he just smirks. Relax, Em. Once I hit it big again, you'll get your money back. Trust me. She wants to scream. She wants to shake him until he understands, but he never does. And her parents still defend him. He's just stressed, her mother says. He needs support, not anger. The stress builds until it spills into every part of Emily's life. She can't sleep. She's behind on her bills because she's terrified of what might happen to her savings. At her law internship, she snaps at coworkers and makes careless mistakes. One afternoon, after another panicked phone call from her mother, Emily rushes to the bathroom, locks the door and breaks down in tears. Later that day, her mentor at the firm, a kind woman named Ms. Green, notices her red eyes. Emily, are you okay? She asks gently. Emily shakes her head and tells her everything. The birthday dinner, the debt, the forged mortgage, the pressure from her parents. The words pour out like water breaking through a dam. When she finishes, Ms. Green leans back in her chair, her face serious. Emily, I've seen this before. Families that lean on one responsible child until that child collapses. If you keep bailing them out, they'll never stop. You'll lose your future. Emily whispers, but if I walk away, Ryan could end up in jail. My parents would hate me. Ms. Green doesn't soften her tone. If you keep helping, you'll hate yourself. Enabling people, especially family, doesn't save them. It destroys you. The words hit Emily like a hammer. For years, she has carried everyone else's weight, thinking it made her strong. But now she feels weaker than ever, like her whole life is slipping through her fingers. She leaves work that night with swollen eyes, unsure if she's more afraid of losing her family, or finally standing up to them. Emily gathers her parents and Ryan at the dinner table again. This time, her hands don't shake when she lays a folder on the table. Her voice is calm, but her heart beats like a drum. Before you say anything, she begins, I need you to see this. Her mother frowns. Emily, what is this about? Her father crosses his arms. If this is about Ryan's debt again. It is, Emily interrupts. She opens the folder and spreads several documents across the table. But not in the way you think. Ryan leans back in his chair, trying to look relaxed, but his eyes flick nervously at the papers. What's all this? Emily's gaze doesn't leave his. Bank statements, loan agreements, and proof that someone used my name and social security number to open 2 credit lines, adding up to nearly $40,000. That someone is you. Her mother gasps. Ryan? No, that can't be true. Ryan shrugs with a smirk. Come on, Em. Don't be so dramatic. I just needed a little help. You're good for it. Emily slams her hand on the table, making the dishes jump. You stole my identity. You didn't just ruin your own life. You tried to ruin mine too. Her father looks pale, but he still shakes his head. He's your brother. We can work this out as a family. Emily's voice cracks with anger. A family? You've never treated me like part of this family. Every time Ryan messes up, you protect him. And every time I do something right, you ignore me. You forged my name on a mortgage. You expected me to pay his $140,000 debt. And now I find out he's been stealing from me all along. Her mother starts to cry. Sweetheart, please don't talk like that. We love you. Emily feels years of pain and resentment rise up inside her. You love Ryan. You've always loved Ryan more than me. You chose him over me every single time. Even when it meant destroying my future. Do you know how it feels to work 2 jobs, to save every penny, only to find out your own parents have been stealing from you? Do you know what it's like to spend your whole life being responsible while your brother parties and you pay the price? The room is silent except for her ragged breathing. Her parents stare at her as if seeing her for the first time. Ryan rolls his eyes, still refusing to take it seriously. I talked to a lawyer, Emily says finally, her voice steady again. And I'm done being your safety net. I'm pressing charges for identity theft and fraud. Her mother's head jerks up shocked. Emily, no. He's your brother. You can't send him to jail. Her father looks angry now. Think about what you're doing. This will tear the family apart. Emily's eyes fill with tears, but she doesn't look away. The family was already torn apart. You just never noticed. You chose Ryan every single time. Now I'm choosing me. Ryan finally sits up, panic flashing across his face. Wait, Em, you wouldn't really do that, would you? We can fix this. I'll pay you back, I promise. You've been promising that your whole life, Emily says coldly. But I'm done believing you. Her mother reaches for her hand, but Emily pulls away. I've filed the paperwork already. The police will contact you soon. The silence that follows is heavier than anything Emily has ever felt. Her parents look at her like strangers. Ryan curses under his breath, his charm finally useless. Emily stands, her knees shaking but her back straight. I'm not paying a single cent of your debt. Not now, not ever. You'll face the consequences yourself. She walks to the door, leaving the folder of evidence on the table. Behind her, her mother sobs and her father mutters her name. But Emily doesn't stop. For the first time in her life, she isn't the one cleaning up Ryan's mess. She's free, terrified, heartbroken, but free. Ryan faces legal consequences. The police investigate, and soon he is charged with identity theft and fraud. His charm no longer works. Friends stop answering his calls, and the banks close in. Emily's parents are furious at first. They call her day and night, begging her to change her mind. Sweetheart, he'll go to jail, her mother cries. Do you really want to destroy your brother's life? Her father demands. But Emily doesn't bend this time. He destroyed mine first, she says quietly and hangs up. For the first time in her life, she feels like she's choosing herself. The weeks that follow are painful. Her parents stop inviting her to family dinners. When she comes by to collect her things, her father barely speaks to her. Her mother only shakes her head in disappointment. The house that once felt like home now feels cold and empty. Emily decides it's time to leave. She finds a small apartment close to her job and moves out. It isn't fancy, just a single bedroom with peeling paint and an old stove, but it's hers. No forged signatures, no surprise debts. Just quiet and peace. She starts therapy, something she never thought she'd need. At first, it feels strange to talk about her family to a stranger, but her therapist listens without judgment. Emily learns that her guilt isn't proof she's a bad daughter. It's proof she was raised to believe love meant sacrifice. Slowly, she begins to heal. She stops answering every call from her parents. She puts money back into her savings account, dollar by dollar. She eats better, sleeps better, and even laughs again. Months later, Emily opens an acceptance letter to law school. Her hands tremble as she reads it over and over. All those years of hard work, all those late nights, nothing was wasted. She is finally stepping into the future she dreamed of. Her parents hear the news, but they don't congratulate her. Their anger hasn't faded, and they still blame her for Ryan's arrest. Emily feels the sting, but she doesn't let it break her. For once, their approval isn't what she's chasing. On her first day of law school, she stands outside the building with her backpack slung over her shoulder, taking a deep breath. The pain of the past is still there, but now it feels different. It isn't holding her back anymore, it's pushing her forward. Emily is no longer the girl who cleans up everyone else's mess. She's no longer the daughter who sacrifices her future to save her brother. She is her own person, ready to build a life that belongs only to her. Months later, Emily celebrates her next birthday alone with a small cake. She sets it on the tiny kitchen table of her apartment. No family, no friends, no big party, just quiet. The room is still except for the soft hum of the fridge. Emily sticks a single candle in the middle of the cake and lights it. The small flame flickers gently, glowing against the dark window. She stares at it for a moment, thinking of everything that has happened. The arguments, the tears, the nights she thought she would never recover. Her parents still aren't speaking to her. Ryan is facing his punishment, yet for the first time in her life, she feels no fear, only calm. Emily leans forward and whispers, "This year the gift is freedom." A smile spreads across her face, not a big loud smile, but a quiet one that comes from deep inside. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and makes a wish, not for her brother, not for her parents, for herself. When she blows out the candle, the room falls into darkness for a second. But Emily doesn't feel lonely. She feels strong. She cuts a small slice of cake, sits back in her chair, and savors every bite. This birthday isn't about anyone else. It's about her own life, her own dreams, and her own future. A future she finally controls. Hey friends, thanks so much for sticking around till the end. Don't forget to like, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button. See you next time.